Hey guys, Byron here live at Gillette Stadium at Patriots camp for RosterWatch Nation, kicking off the 2019 training camp tour at RosterWatch.com, where we're here to sniff out all of your fantasy intelligence leading up to our drafts and our fantasy season over the course of the next couple of weeks. I'll be going from Boston all the way down the eastern seaboard to Miami, hoping to cover about 10 teams. Of course, we kick it off right here in New England with the Patriots at Foxborough, and the juicy tidbits already rolling in. Sony Michel appears to be healthy. He is a full go, and he does indeed look like the lead back in this Patriots backfield. We also saw him flexing out a little bit more today in 11 on 11. He was a little bit coy about it when I had a chance to ask him after practice, but I'm hearing he is being more involved in the receiving drills with James White so far this first week in practice. So maybe we can expect Sony Michel's role to expand a little bit on third down, even in that pass receiving game, because we know it's not something he had done a lot of coming out of Georgia, and certainly didn't get much run on it as a rookie here in New England. But we know Sony Michel can catch the football, and we also know he was hampered during training camp last year, really didn't get off to the start and didn't get integrated into the offense as quickly as they would have liked to. So Sony Michel looking like a very solid fantasy asset with a little bit of potential for his role to grow this season. Of course, everybody is interested in the rookie first-round pick, N'Keal Harry. Many had him as the number one wide receiver in the draft class, including yours truly. Looks a little bit like a Des Bryant or a Michael Thomas out there in terms of his body type and how he plays the game. But from what I saw today and from all the reports from the insiders around here we trust, it's certainly been very up and down for N'Keal Harry to begin training camp. A lot of drops, uncharacteristic drops, hopefully concentration drops. His head could be swimming in information as a rookie here in New England, as it often tends to be. But look, he's locked in as a starter. This is a very thin wide receiver core. We've got Philip Dorsett, Julian Edelman, and N'Keal Harry are basically the only guys locked in. We'll get to the podcast over on iTunes. By the way, if you don't subscribe to the Roster Watch podcast at iTunes, you should. We'll be updating with an exclusive podcast from every stop on the tour. We'll get to some of the guys that are battling it out for that fourth and fifth wide receiver position, some real deep fantasy sleepers, some preseason DFS sleepers. We'll get to them in an upcoming podcast. But N'Keal Harry, inconsistent, up and down, hasn't been able to always separate, but of course has gotten open a few times against Stephon Gilmore and come down with some really big plays along the way. So inconsistent, up and down for him. He's going to have to fix that if he wants to get off to a fast start here in New England. But the fact is they need the young buck sooner than later. So enough to be enticed by, but definitely got to tap the brakes on N'Keal Harry. It could be a slow start for him in New England. And then the other rookie everybody's wondering about, Damian Harris, the running back out of Alabama, getting a lot of run in practice right now. Looks to be an all-around guy. He's getting so much run, a lot of reps, because Rex Burkhead, of course, per the usual, is already nicked up and really pretty much unavailable at practice today. We'll see what that looks like for tomorrow. But it does look like the Patriots are going to attempt to keep 5 or maybe even 6 running backs, including a fullback this year. That does include Brandon Bolden, potentially Rex Burkhead, Damian Harris, James White, and Sony Michel. So with the dearth of options at the tight end position and the receiver position, is going to be a ton of work for the backfield in New England this season.